Ladies and gentlemen, Board of Education, staff, honored students, welcome to the Class of 2020 graduation ceremony. This has been an unusual year on many levels. It's been a very stressful year in many ways. Yet, all of the Walton community, and especially these seniors whom we honor today, have demonstrated an ability to rise in the face of life's challenges. Their action to overcome obstacles, their dedication and perseverance toward achieving their goals should always stand as a model for everyone who witnesses this program. Friends, commencement exercises? No. Commencement celebrations for the class of 2020 are about to begin.
I would like to ask Senior Class President Laura Little to recite the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the singing of our national anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Mara, and good morning to the class of 2020, their parents and families, community members, and to all of our faculty and staff. My name is Art Loomis, principal of Walton High School, and I am honored to be able to lead you through today's ceremony. I would like to send out some special thank yous before we get started. Thank you to the Board of Education, Interim Superintendent Larry Thomas, and the rest of the administration here at Walton. Thank you to all the amazing faculty and staff at the high school who work so hard with and for our kids day in and day out. I would also like to highlight people who have made a day like today possible. The entire custodial staff, Denise Butler, Ryan Ashlaw, Rick Robinson, and PJ Harmon. I would now like to introduce members of the Board of Education, starting with President Rhonda Williams, Board of Education Vice President Graydon Dutcher, and the remaining members of the Board of Education, Kevin Charles, Paul Wood, Arnold Drum, Marilyn Lewis, and Miranda McDonald. I would also like to introduce Interim Superintendent Larry Thomas, Dean of Students Ryan Ashlaw, and Senior Class Advisor Tracy Dieter. I would now like to introduce the Salutatorian Michelle Ritter.
Greetings and welcome students, teachers, family members, and friends to this unconventional commencement ceremony. I'd personally like to thank each and every one of you for sparing some time to acknowledge and celebrate the class of 2020 and all of our accomplishments. We as a class may not have gotten a typical senior year full of the ordinary senior moments, and for that I am both disappointed and apologetic, not just towards the students of the class, but to all of our supporters who yearn to watch us enjoy those moments. Even though we may not have gotten all of those moments, I would like to acknowledge and appreciate all we were lucky enough to receive these past 4 years, especially time. When searching for a definition of time, the first definition I came across while conducting a Google search was that time is the indefinite continued progress of existence and events in the past, present, and future, regarded as a whole. Fascinated, I continued to look on other websites. The first definition for time on the Merriam-Webster website is the measured or measurable period during which an action, process, or condition exists or continues. I continued to look and finally found myself reading the first definition of time on the Cambridge Dictionary website, which states that time is the part of existence that is measured in minutes, days, years, etc., or this process continued as a whole. These different definitions serve to show that time is many things that often change with perspective. Time is a man-made measurement used to organize our busy lives. Time can appear as if it is passing by excruciatingly slow or faster than we can process. It can be short or long, scarce or plentiful, all depending upon our perspective and what we are utilizing our time to accomplish. High school consists of 4 different grade levels, therefore 4 different school years that span from September to June. The class of 2020 did receive most of our 4 years of high school. After all, we only lost about 4 months on the end. However, in my opinion, these were the most important months. They were our final months filled with some of the most precious moments. We lost big events consisting of prom, senior trip, spring sports, our final music trips and concerts, our final walk through towns and school, our last day of high school, and of course, our normal graduation ceremony. These were all things members of this class were looking forward to. They were the things we immediately thought of when the knowledge that we weren't coming back sunk in. So, yes, we lost a lot of big moments, but the small ones are just as important. We lost our final time in the classroom, in the place we've come every day for the past 4 years, surrounded by the classmates we've known since the very beginning. We lost our final moments with the teachers who have been through so much with us. Most importantly, we lost the time to acknowledge and cherish our final moments here, to establish our sense that it's over, say our farewells, and start prepping for the next phase of our lives. We may not have gotten all that we should have. Instead, we have gained some valuable lessons we will carry for the rest of our lives. I, for one, have learned the importance of cherishing a moment as it's happening. I now see the importance of letting the bad moments go while learning to see the light they bring through the lessons learned. I have been a witness that no matter how long a time frame may seem at the start, it seems like it flew by at the end, and that moments are made not by what we're doing, but by who we're with. I'm grateful for all the time I spent here, all of the wonderful moments and opportunities I did receive, and of all the memories that came out of them. However I spent my time here, from learning in the classroom to extracurricular activities, I have always learned something. The members of the class of 2020 have certainly been through a lot, some of us more than others. All of the obstacles we've had to overcome have made us stronger, but we couldn't have gotten here without some help. Our teachers, family, and friends have all contributed to our growth and success, so I would like to say thank you. To all of the teachers at WCS, thank you for all that you do for all of your students. Teaching is such a special job and takes a very special kind of person. I will forever admire teachers, for without them, the world loses the light gained by the knowledge teachers give. Specifically, to all of the teachers who have ever had me as a student, thank you for teaching me so much. I have learned not just book knowledge from all of you, but irreplaceable life lessons that I will never forget. Thank you for your time helping me understand something and the great deal of effort you put into your jobs, as well as the laughs and smiles you've spread. I may have been a quiet student who didn't open up much, but I will never forget any of you or all that you've taught me. You have all meant more to me than you will ever know. To the family members of any member of the graduating class, whether I know you or not, thank you for being supportive of our class. Thank you for always taking the time to show us that we're loved and supported, especially in the past few months, where you all went the extra mile. It was unnecessary, but extremely appreciated, and we'll never be able to thank you enough. To my outstanding mother, words will never be able to describe how much I love and appreciate you. You are the one who allowed me to grow into the person I am today. You have helped me during my worst moments and cheered me on during my best. It makes me beyond proud and happy that you're so proud of me. To my beautiful little sister, thank you for all that you do. We may not get along the best all the time, but you are forever my best friend. Thank you for all that you do, whether it be something related to school, such as being so kind as to read through my papers when I can't tell if they're gibberish or not, to just barging into my room to excitedly tell me something. Tina, you are such a light in this world, and I'm so proud of you. Keep aspiring for the stars. I can't wait to see how far you'll go. I'll always be here. I love you. To my grandparents, thank you for always being there from the very beginning. You guys have given me so much, and I will never be able to express enough thanks. I love you both very much. Finally, to the rest of my family, thank you for the small, special moments of support. You all are greatly appreciated. To my bestest friends, whether I talk to you every day or not, whether you're near or far away, just know that I value more than you all realize. I'm very proud of the individuals you have become. Thank you for always giving me a shoulder to cry on when I need it. I certainly couldn't have done this without you. I wish you the best of luck in all of your endeavors, and keep in touch. I know you'll all do wonderfully. To my fellow classmates, congratulations. We have all worked extremely hard to get here, and even if it's not everything we dreamed it would be, I'm still joyful and proud. I am confident you will all do some incredible things, whether you're going to college, trade school, the armed forces, or doing something else entirely. We have all learned some valuable lessons throughout the years, and I hope you cherish them as much as I do. Thank you all for making this beginning beautiful and this ending difficult. Good luck aspiring to be all that you dream. I will forever cherish the time we've spent together. Yes, the class of 2020 has lost some valuable time here, but that does not negate the value of the time we did get. A few months ago, a quote I would have used to describe graduation was, "How lucky am I to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard," from Winnie the Pooh. While that quote still applies, I wouldn't choose that specific quote as the best description any longer. Another quote from Winnie the Pooh is, "Sometimes the smallest things take up the most room in your heart." I personally feel it fits better. After all, looking back, it has always been the small moments that we cherish most. Always remember the lessons learned, and to cherish all the time you get. Once again, good luck to my fellow graduates. I know some of us enjoyed high school more than others, and may not share my view, but in my perspective, these past 4 years will always be known as the time of our lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. I would now like to introduce our valedictorian, Isaac Vesterfeld.
When I heard that school was out for the year, I, like most of my classmates, felt, well, kind of sad. However, then I had the random epiphany that if there was no school, I wouldn't have to give my speech. As Michael Scott says, I'm running away from my responsibilities, and it feels good. My emotions quickly morphed from being sad to excited. I continued with this mantra until May, when I was promptly informed that not only would we have a graduation, albeit a unique one, but I would indeed have to give my speech. I had written ideas sporadically throughout the past couple of months, but I wasn't nervous at all to give my speech because I wouldn't have to give it in front of anybody. Well, now that I'm here, all I can say is that giving a speech like this is really, really weird. All jokes aside, I'm excited to be here today. Senior year is the year. It's the year in our schooling that we've been looking forward to. The year that we get to go on our senior trip. It's the year that we get our last chance in our high school sports and the musical. It's the year that we were supposed to solidify and make our goals, our aspirations for the future. It's the year that we graduate from the life that we've known, our last year with our friends and teachers before we leave our homes and pursue our dreams. I too had high hopes for my senior year. I started training at the beginning of last summer in hopes to break some school records in track, and possibly even whittle down my times for a D1 scholarship, and was also working hard on my soccer and basketball skills to help my teams go as far as possible. Last fall, the Walton Historical Society invited me to participate in a production entitled If Gravestones Could Talk. I represented Richard Nichols, a triple amputee, lost most of his 2 arms and his left leg up to the knee in a train accident as the brakeman. Despite his missing body parts, Nichols was determined to live a fulfilled life. He learned to light a cigar, take a drink, feed himself, and ride a team of horses with only one functional limb. Nichols even adapted the ability to shoot a gun and go fishing, becoming an admired hunter and fisherman. Nichols was well known and respected within Walton. He died 25 years after the accident, but as he put it, he had those 25 years to race his dog, hunt, and go fishing. By choosing to focus on what he could still accomplish, Nichols was able to have a good life. In July, I was diagnosed with Achilles tendonitis. The doctor said I needed to rest to heal. I took this news half-heartedly, thinking that my injury was fleeting. However, after 2 weeks, my ankle was still swollen and hurt. I returned to my doctor, who subsequently explained that I had the worst tendonitis he had ever seen, and that I needed to rest my ankle for 4 to 6 more weeks. Unfortunately, my injury got progressively worse, which is difficult for me because I'm an active person and had high hopes of slaying my senior soccer, basketball, and track seasons. I went back to the doctor who scheduled an MRI. By this point, varsity soccer had begun. I played soccer since I was 4, and this season was my final chance to play varsity. I love soccer, I love my team, and it pained me to not be able to support my teammates. After several visits to orthopedics and an MRI, a podiatrist concluded that several physical factors created the perfect storm that caused my foot and calf muscles to grow at different rates, straining the Achilles and threatening to tear the growth plate. When I heard these results, I knew I would be out for my senior season, and frankly, I was heartbroken. I couldn't physically participate in soccer, but I made the choice to continue to go to games and practices, and was even elected as a team captain. Although discouraged, I tried hard to be the leader my young team needed. If gravestones could talk, entirely changed my perception of my situation. If a triple amputee could find joy and continue to do things he had done when his body was whole, then I could do the same with a much smaller injury. I could still participate on the team, but in different ways, to help correct mistakes from the sideline, be a vocal leader, and above all, be an example to my peers. One mom said to me, "You've had such a positive impact on my son." Although I was not able to play a sport that I loved, hearing this compliment made me realize that I was still helping my team, albeit differently than I anticipated. When my ankle still wasn't better after the beginning of the basketball season, I decided to try something new. Even though I'm absolutely a novice dancer and singer, I tried out for the musical. Flash forward to March 2020. We were just getting ready to perform when school suddenly and indefinitely went virtual due to COVID-19. Many of Walton's senior dreams were altered. Mara would be studying an audience with her phenomenal rendition of Eliza in My Fair Lady. Brendan, Dylan, Kyle, Ethan, Max, Cody, Ryan, and Nick wouldn't have their last shot at baseball MAC champs and sectionals. Morgan wouldn't have the opportunity to possibly win state champs in hurdles. Lucas, Morgan, and I wouldn't be able to swim in the river during a track workout and come back and tell coach it was sweat. I'd always wanted to do that. Senior trip, our last band competition, prom. Although admittedly, this is something I was not looking forward to, but I know that a lot of my fellow classmates were. It's just not my thing. A regular graduation. We didn't even have a chance to do our senior prank. Or did we? We wouldn't be human if some part of us didn't grieve for what we've lost, and that's okay, to acknowledge and to feel that loss. As Alexander Green said, occasionally life hands us circumstances so dire that nothing practical can be done. Sometimes the best we can do is simply play the hand we're dealt. Still, it is our choice how we play it. Viktor Frankl was a Jewish neurologist and psychiatrist who wrote the book Man's Search for Meaning after being liberated from a 3-year imprisonment in a concentration camp. His wife and parents were not so fortunate. Frankl writes, quote, "We must never forget that we may also find meaning in life even when confronted with a hopeless situation, when facing a fate that cannot be changed. For what then matters is to bear witness to the uniquely human potential at its best, which is to transform a personal tragedy into a triumph, to turn one's predicament into a human achievement, When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. We who lived in concentration camps can remember the men who walked through the huts comforting others, giving away the last piece of bread. They may have been few in number, but they offer sufficient proof that everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. You might think, how could the situation that we are currently in possibly be looked at in a positive way? For starters, we have some awesome memories, in part because our grade has been very unique from the very beginning. We've had our numerous dodgeball tournaments starting in elementary school, multiple food fights in the cafeteria, the random ramp in the hallways. See, I don't even know if I did that right, but in the hallways from middle school to high school, it wasn't until last year that I figured out what it actually meant. The ram in ninth grade who chased the soccer and football players until it was trapped in the tennis courts, exciting sporting events, cheering on the boys' varsity basketball team as they won the MAC, a certain individual's impeccable and almost uncanny artistic rendition of a particular anatomical portion of the body. You know who you are. Phones thrown out of windows, second graders spilling hundreds of pennies from the Pennies for Heaven charity into the hallway. In elementary school, it seemed that at least one kid flipped a card every single day. I remember being shocked, then getting used to it. Our grade always had the reputation of, oh, you're from that grade. And let's not forget the good that has already happened this year. A group of us were able to see the amazing musical Hamilton in NYC. Our varsity football team won the MAC champs. We had our last homecoming. Dylan got his 1,000 points in basketball. Kenzie made the double-double and got both 1,000 points and 1,000 rebounds. A bunch of seniors had an amazing trip to Costa Rica. As a side note, on our bus ride up to the airport in Toronto to leave to Costa Rica, I received my acceptance seal to BYU, which has always been my dream school. We were able to form better relationships with our teachers, fool around in the hallways. Life was great. Fred Rogers said, when I was a boy and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would say to me, look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping. Our community is really quite admirable in coming together in times of crisis. A senior mom, Elisa Gregory, initiated the Adopt a Warrior program in our town. For me personally, as well as for my fellow classmates, it was an amazing experience to receive words of encouragement and gifts from people who knew us as well as those who were strangers, but who wanted us as seniors to know that we were remembered. Administrators, counselors, teachers, coaches, parents, and members from our community have all expressed concern for us as seniors. The majestic Tracy Dieter hand-delivered Warrior Strong guard signs to all 65 members of the graduating class. Teachers persevered with their students, even though some of us weren't the best at turning things in on time. I, unfortunately, and even surprisingly, fall under that spectrum. We have posters of us in downtown window, thanks to Park Studio, the generosity of businesses on Main Street, and the hard work of the Jacobs family. Teachers and administrators put together a senior send-off. There's been senior recognition for spring sports and athletic awards, and also senior cruise designed by Patty Wood and free ice cream for both Daisy Queen and Cheesy Swirl, and all the many parents and guardians that were fighting for the best graduation possible for their students. Thank you for remembering us, for teaching us, for loving us, and wanting the best for us, especially when times are tough. We can choose to look at our experience with COVID-19 as an asset. As students, we've had to learn how to independently study and organize ourselves. We've had to create our own time management and better our virtual skills, which will only help us in the future. We can choose to look for the good. Our class of 2020 has seen its fair share of obstacles. We were born on the heels of 9/11 when tragedy shook our nation. Our 5th grade year was cut short due to a gun threat at Townsend. My middle name is Anson, which was the maiden name of my great-grandmother, who among other things was an anti-aircraft gunner in World War II. The motto of the Anson family is Nil Desperandum, which means never despair. My great-grandpa Wood wrote in one of his books of poetry, standing still is not an end. There's more to do, and more, much more. One never knows unless one tries. Come on, let's try. What you do is what you are. Define yourself, the real you. Just do and do and do to the far edge, the outer rim. Of all that has been and can be done, do that which you could do now. I'd also like to thank the people in my life that have helped and guided me this far. My teachers, my family, my friends. Thank you all. We have been given the choice, as we've had to choose before and other tricky times, to emerge from our senior year stronger and more refined from the searing fire of trials we have experienced. I am proud to be a member of the Walton Central School class of 2020. Fellow 2020 warriors, remember in any given situation, the choice is yours. Always.
Thank you, Isaac. I would now like to introduce our first commencement speaker, Jim Wood.
Hi, I'd like to start out by thanking the class of 2020 for giving me this very high honor to be one of your keynote speakers here today. I have so many awesome memories of this class, and I just want to mention a few. Starting out with Lucas, I want to thank you for becoming my co-teacher this year, and I know the students and myself really appreciated your teaching and all the effort that you put into the learning that we learned from you. I also want to thank Isaac and Morgan for your extremely high intellect and your love of politics and learning. I want to thank Stephanie for our many homeroom visits, and I want to thank Jamie, who in her very first essay, way down in the last paragraph, wrote, quote, "Mr. Wood, I bet you don't even read this essay," end quote. And you made me laugh so much, and it was such a great sense of humor, so thank you for that. And of course, I want to thank Jules who is always so positive and only has nice things to say, and you definitely made my year. And of course, Peyton and Decker for taking my class seriously. You guys worked so hard, and you were the first to get the final project done, and you did so with literally perfection, so thank you guys. And I also want to thank Mara. Mara, who made our semi-Socratic lessons in our economics and government class, where we would bounce ideas back and forth, and you would always take it to that next level of learning. And I know myself as well as the class really appreciated that. And then, not last, but Owen, I want to thank you for making us all laugh. You have a great sense of humor. And then last, I want to thank Jessica, who used to sit in the back of the room and keep Mr. Wood out of trouble, and you would take the best notes. And I know that, Jessica, you're going to go to college for nursing, but you also have a talent as writing, and maybe someday you write a book on nursing. You know what? Overall, I've learned a lot from each and every one of you, and I'll never forget you all, and I thank you all for that. This year, this COVID-19 has made graduation 2020 quite a tumultuous time. It reminds me of a few lessons from my earlier days. I guess the earliest memory I have of my grandfather was the heart-to-heart talk we had while at a place on a farm called Uncle Louie's Farm. Of course, Uncle Louie wasn't our uncle, but everyone called him Uncle Louie. And it was in Enfield Glen, New York, which is just a little south from Ithaca, New York, up in the Finger Lakes. When I was around 6 years old, my grandfather and I used to go and hunt for strawberries. We would then take the strawberries that we found up in the farm fields back to Grandma, where she would mix it with her rhubarb and turn it into the most scrumptious strawberry rhubarb pie. Anyway, on this particular hike, when I was about 5 years old, my grandfather confided in me that probably the only thing you can count on in life was change. And I know right now you guys are in one of the biggest changes of your life with graduation. And he said, no matter how much you wanted things to stay the same, they never did. And the change itself wasn't exactly so bad. It's just that sometimes the transition that goes along with that change doesn't always go the way you planned. Well, I'm not sure at the time I understood what Grandpa was talking about. I was more interested at 5 years old in securing strawberries than transitions. But I never did forget his message. If there's one thing I could pass on this year to the 2020 graduates, it would be my grandfather's advice. Don't be afraid of those transitions. They are just as much a part of you or your life as eating, sleeping, breathing. How you handle those changes can make you stronger, better, and a happier person. And even if they don't go your way as planned, with faith you will persevere. You know, this year will go down in history books for sure. It actually reminds me of a story when I graduated high school myself, way back in 1987, so long ago, when my father told me about his graduation from the 1940s. See, he graduated high school from Hornell, New York, back during the heart of World War II. And he said when he graduated as a student, he would walk across the stage, all the seniors would walk across the stage, shake their hand, go down, hug their mom and dad, say goodbye to their friends, and within just a few minutes, they were down the street getting on a Greyhound bus to go to go off the basic training. And what my father at the time said was the mosquito-ridden Ozarks, which is way down in the deep south. And afterwards, they were shipped overseas. Many of his classmates, he included, were wounded both mentally and physically, and a few of his graduating classmates never returned home. I can remember at the time asking my father, well, what about the girls? What did they do? The men went off to war, but what about the girls? And he said the girls on that Monday went off to work in the factories in the nearby towns. And later on, history, termed them as the Rosie the Riveters. So in other words, everyone had their part during the 1940s. And just to add a little science into the lesson, I bet if Albert Einstein was here today and alive, he would agree that relatively speaking, COVID-19 graduation, as tumultuous as it seems to you guys, and maybe puts a hamper in some of your events, it's a heck of a lot better than what the World War II graduates had to go through 70-some years ago. In other words, it could always be worse, and that's the important moral. The real importance here today is that each of you has made it through what society deems your biggest and most important obstacle in life. It only took you a short 12, maybe 13 years with kindergarten. Anyway, statistically, the statistics allude to the fact that a high school graduate will make almost $1 million more than a dropout. And who knows, with salaries increasing, that might even go up higher. But, like I've said in the class over the years, money isn't necessarily what brings you happiness. A lot of times it's health and other things that bring you happiness. And so, with that, statistics also claim that a high school graduate will live a healthier, a longer, and a more fulfilling life as well. So it's important that you've come to this point in your life, and we're all very proud of you. So I'm going to leave you with this, with a great real heartfelt respect and admiration for each and every one of you. I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you very much. Mr. Wood salutes you.
Thank you, Mr. Wood. I would now like to introduce our second commencement speaker, Stephanie Rosen.
Dear Walton High School Class of 2020, I am truly honored to be here celebrating this milestone, albeit during these surreal and historic times. And more than anything, I wish that all of you were sitting here in front of me. Your high school graduation is a true achievement, and today is a time to recognize the hard work and effort that each and every one of you has put into your education. It has been rewarding for your parents, teachers, administrators, and community watching you progress through high school. And none of us should be surprised that your departure from this school would be as unique as each of you. You have done many things in your own way, and as much as we may value tradition, the Walton High School Class of 2020 is anything but tradition. Just look at the cast of characters with whom you have shared the past 13 years. There's Nick Lamoureux. Oh, the stories. An outstanding three-sport athlete who single-handedly brought back the 1980 sweatband while frequently displaying his prowess performing the chutes up and down our hallowed halls. Mr. Kyle Wright, who was somehow able to recruit a baseball team for pickup games in high school B wing during third period class, and who earned high praise for his ability to smash open coconuts while in Tortuguera, Costa Rica. Owen Griffin, if I had $1 for every time I told you you were killing me, either in biology class, the hallways, or the cafeteria, I would be eating my retirement cake right after this speech. And the morning commute just won't be the same when I don't see you in my rearview mirror chasing me down Back River Road on our way to school. Stephanie Cole, your notes of encouragement and appreciation meant more to us than you'll know. And Noah Condon, you taught us the importance of being true to yourself no matter the obstacles that you may face. Some of you showed us how dedication, drive, and hard work results in major accomplishments both inside and outside the classroom. Isaac Vesterfeld, this year's valedictorian, heading to BYU. Congratulations. We are all so very proud of you and your accomplishments, even though you haven't figured out the complexities of the alarm clock. Dylan Jacob, Mackenzie Clough, who after years of practice and hard work on the basketball court, scored their 1,000th point, not to mention competed in the most epic game of musical chairs, only to be outmaneuvered by Lucas Wally. Finally, after years of dedication to FFA, Emma Wally and Cammie Edwards earned their Empire degrees, the highest award granted to members in New York State. Like the students I just mentioned, many of you have already achieved extraordinary things and have so much to be proud of. I wish I could mention you all. Just know that your successes have not gone unnoticed. They provide your teachers, parents, family, and friends with tremendous happiness and inspiration, and make us all beam with pride as you demonstrate what it means to be a Walton warrior. Throughout your time in school, your teachers and families have watched friendships form that will no doubtedly be lifelong and are the types that endure no matter what life brings. Brooke and Treasure, affectionately known as the Bickersons. Mackenzie and Chelsea, my AP Bio survivors. Kyle, Ryan, and Max, partners in crime and in forensics. Your friendships are examples of what I mean. To all of you graduates, although you may not be able to celebrate this milestone with your friends, your time in high school has created a bond that will provide tremendous strength, comfort, happiness, and support throughout your life. Cherish it, because as you grow older, it will become one of the most treasured parts of you. The end of the year is usually a time when teachers are filled with a bit of anxiety, wondering, what craziness will the seniors do today? I hope everyone stays safe on senior skip day, which, by the way, is not supposed to last 64 days. And oh no, where are my keys? Don't tell me one of them has my keys. Because this group has been known as that class since they began their schooling 13 years ago, our anticipation for chaos was exceptionally high. Now that we miss the antics that spring semester senior year brings, know that your departure is more heartfelt. I can assure you that your teachers feel a deep loss for all the laughs, hugs, and goodbyes that we missed. But know that we love you, are immensely proud of you, and are always here for you. Obviously, your senior year did not play out as we all would have liked. There is tremendous disappointment for the many experiences you have missed, and for all the could-have-beens, whose outcome will live on only in our imaginations. I am sure that receiving your diploma individually and watching your graduation video will truly be a bittersweet moment. It is so important that you do not let disappointment and anger cloud the joy of this day and this milestone. You have worked hard, shared many good and bad times, built tremendous friendships, and grown into strong, vibrant, interesting, and intelligent young adults who have the potential to change the world. And now more than ever, the world needs compassionate, open-minded, critical thinking problem solvers who can right the wrongs that the generations before you have created. Regardless of whether you are entering the workforce, enlisting in the military, or continuing your education in college, your enthusiasm, creativity, and uniqueness is essential for improving the world around you. If ever the saying, "Be the change you want to see," applies, the time is now. It has been a privilege to have taught a large number of you, but unfortunately, there are many of you that I have not had as students. It is one of the drawbacks of teaching the classes that I do. So bear with me, because I'm going to take this time to give a biology lesson, explaining how this pandemic that we are living through may have changed your DNA, but mostly so that for the first time in my 23 years at Walton, I will be able to say that I have taught every one of the graduates. You see, geneticists have learned that your life's experiences and the way you approach them leave genetic markers called epigenetic tags on your DNA. These tags, which you can pass on to your children, will alter how your DNA works, and in turn can affect your health and the health of your children. Think about that. The things you do every day leave impressions on your DNA, which are inherited by your children. That means that you have markers that came from your parents that affect you, even though you didn't have the same experiences that they did. No matter who you are, first in your class or last, a star athlete or 2 left feet, extrovert or wallflower, rich or poor, what you do in life and how you respond to life circumstances changes you genetically and can fundamentally affect your children. Here is the lesson. If you stay positive during hard times, the tags you place on your DNA are going to be beneficial to you and your offspring. If you wallow in sadness or fester in anger and resentment, every time life throws you a corona-style curveball, these epigenetic tags may negatively affect your genome and therefore you and your progeny. You have learned so much about life's disappointments in a short 4 months. You can choose to be angry, resentful, or bitter, or you can choose to look at this as part of the grand adventure of your life, a chapter in your epic novel, a unique story for you to share with your children one day. Either way, you are putting tags on your DNA. Think long and hard about which ones you want to add to your story. I hope that your legacy in life includes adding many positive tags to your genes and that today's celebration leave tags that are beneficial to you and also your future children. Congratulations, graduates. You made it, and you did it in a time in history that will forever be remembered. As you close the door on this chapter of your life, be aware of all the new possibilities that await you. Be open-minded and flexible. Embrace diversity and connect with others not like you. Continue to learn and be critical of that information. Make new traditions that are as unique as each of you. As you have learned, life has a way of interfering with your best laid plans. Stay on your toes. Stay positive. Look forward, not back. Do not let disappointment in how something is done diminish the success for what was done. Leave here knowing you are more prepared for the way of the world than many of your predecessors. You are Walton, and we could not be more proud of each and every one of you. Congratulations again, and the best to you in your life journey.
Thank you, Mrs. Rosa. I would like to welcome Mara Little for the presentation of the class gift.
This year, the senior class will purchase 2 pop-up tents for the soccer and field hockey teams to use at games.
Thank you, Mara. Please welcome our senior class advisor, Ms. Tracy Dieter, for the presentation of awards.
The awardees of some scholarships are not chosen by Walton Central School personnel. Not all scholarships awards are given annually, nor are all scholarships given to Walton Central School graduates. For example, homeschooled students. Isaac Festerfeld, Ellerman Fedorky Scholarship Award, Board of Education Award, Walton High School and Central School Alumni Association Award, James and Jacqueline Wood Memorial Award, Sydney Federal Credit Union Scholarship Award, Walton Dollars for Scholars Chapter Award, Walton Historical Society Award, Walton Lions Club Community Service Award, Christine Baker Memorial Scholarship Award, Abel Peck Memorial Fund Scholarship Award, the Heart of a Warrior Scholarship. Michelle Richer, Board of Education Award, Walton High School and Central School Alumni Association Award, James and Jacqueline Wood Memorial Award, Walton Chapter of New York State Women's Award, Walton Dollars for Scholars Chapter Award, Travis Rollinson Memorial Award. Mara Little, James and Jacqueline Wood Memorial Award, Mary Brundage Hawkins and Georgine Brundage Hanson Memorial Service Award, Jack Kelly Memorial Award for Distinguished Achievement in Social Studies, Lieutenant Stephen H. Doan Memorial Award, Delaware County Bar Association Award, Walton Dollars for Scholars Chapter Award, Christine Baker Memorial Scholarship Award, William B. Ogden Library Award, Brandon Shelton Memorial Scholarship Award, Lillian M. Ginsberg Estate Scholarship Award, Clarence Lepar Annual Scholarship for Advanced Professional Education. Tiana Gladstone, James and Jacqueline Wood Memorial Award, the Dale Hike Memorial Scholarship Award. Kyle Wright, James and Jacqueline Wood Memorial Award, Roland A. Beers Memorial Scholarship Award, Lucas Wally, James and Jacqueline Wood Memorial Award, S. Graham and Evelyn Jackson and Thomas Jackson Agricultural Scholarship Award. Emma Wally, James and Jacqueline Wood Memorial Award, Regina Austin O'Neill Butcher and Chuck Butcher Endowment Fund Award in memory of Thomas H. O'Neill and Celia Austin O'Neill. Chelsea Fitch, James and Jacqueline Wood Memorial Award, the Arc of Delaware County Award, American Red Cross Community Service Award. Emily Richards, James and Jacqueline Wood Memorial Award. Brendan McCormick, James and Jacqueline Wood Memorial Award, Dale Hitchcock Memorial Award, Walton Dollars for Scholars Chapter Award, John Riedel Scholarship Award, Regina Austin O'Neill Butcher and Chuck Butcher Endowment Fund Award in memory of Thomas H. O'Neill and Celia O'Neill. Callie Bosket, Royce W. Clark Scholarship Award, Mrs. Roland Tweedy Art Award, Walton Dollars for Scholars Chapter Award. Jewel Twyman, Thomas H. O'Neill Memorial Award, Dal Hitchcock Memorial Award, the Heart of a Warrior Scholarship Award. Lucas Wally, Howard Merrill Memorial Award, the Clarence S. Denton Scholarship Award. Louisa Siniscalchi, Mrs. Roland Tweedy Art Award. Brooke Gerace, Merritt C. Loudon Memorial Award, Euphemia Vidacap Memorial Award, Major David R. Buteau Jr. Award, Walton Fire Department Ladies Auxiliary Award, James Sherwood Scholarship Award, Walton High School Class of 1965, New Hope Community Church Award, Dr. Peter A. Heiler Memorial Scholarship Award, Laura Schreiber Gallick Scholarship Award. Ethan Sikorsky, Genevieve B. Stanton Award, Rick Engelhart Memorial Scholarship Award. Max Jacobs, Genevieve B. Stanton Award, Truman C. Toby Post Number 32 American Auxiliary Scholarship Award, Major David R. Buteau Jr. Award, Walton Dollars for Scholars Chapter Award, Christine Adams Cowman Memorial Scholarship Award, Roll and Clark Scholarship Award. Noah Aubin, Euphemia Biedecap Memorial Award, Lieutenant Stephen H. Doan Memorial Award, Major David R. Buteau Jr. Award, Walton Dollars for Scholars Chapter Award. Haley Gardner, Community Savings Bank Walton Office Award. Caleb Miller, Community Savings Bank Walton Office Award. Cammie Edwards, Walton Grange Award. Carmela Chiaffi, Walton Grange Award. Walton Dollars for Scholars Chapter Award. New York State Walton Chapter in memory of Margaret Bailey. Dalton Stone, Clifford Dennis Memorial Award. Madison Barnes, AT3 Arn Edwards Memorial Award. Roger Hutchinson Memorial Scholarship Award. Walton Dollars for Scholars Chapter Award. Regina Austin O'Neill Butcher and Chuck Butcher Endowment Fund Award in memory of Thomas H. O'Neill and Celia Austin O'Neill. Morgan Condon, Truman C. Toby Post Number 32 American Legion Award, Royal Oasis Scholarship Award, Walton Teachers Association Scholarship Award, Walton Dollars for Scholars Chapter Award, Veterans of Foreign Wars Award, Regina Austin O'Neill Butcher and Chuck Butcher Endowment Fund Award in memory of Thomas H. O'Neill and Celia Austin O'Neill. Delaware County Federation of Sportsmen's Club Award. Dylan Jacob, Truman C. Toby Post Number 32 American Legion Award, Henry L. Wood Trust Scholarship Award, Walton Dollars for Scholars Chapter Award, Walton Lions Club Community Service Award, Veterans of Foreign Wars Award. Nicholas Lamoureux, Delaware River Lodge Number 439 Award, Robert Gardner Gray Scholarship Award, Larry Says Scholarship Award. Mackenzie Clough, Sarah Prizer Memorial Service Award. Christina Goodrich, Grace C. Schemmerhorn Memorial Award. Ryan Hanley, Wayne Bank Award in Business. Ariana McLennan, Walton Dollars for Scholars Chapter Award. Lillian A. Rogers and Wilbur C. Rogers Nursing Scholarship. Noah Condon, Walton Dollars for Scholars Chapter Award. Caitlin Drum, Katie K. Miller Scholarship Award. Stephanie Cole, Delaware County Mountain Eagle Riders Award in memory of Bill Wicks. Natalie Wright, Sergeant John J. Finn, USMC Memorial Scholarship.
I would like to welcome again Mr. Lawrence Thomas.
At this time, the President of the Board of Education, Mrs. Rhonda Williams, will certify the graduates of the class of 2020.
On behalf of the Board of Education, it is my honor to hereby certify that these candidates have met all the requirements for a Walton Central School High School Diploma. Congratulations, Class of 2020.
William L. Ackerman. Noah John Aubin. Kathleen Teresa Baker. Madison Brianna Barnes. Callie Grace Bosket. Alex J. Brooker.
Do we yell now?
Treasure Marie Brooker. Amanda Lynn Campbell. Elias Truman Caprio. Carmela Asunta Siafi. Mackenzie Heidi Buff. Morgan Austin Condon. Noah Andrew Robert Condon. Brennan J. Decker. Ashley DeGraw. Kaylin Mary Drum. Cammie Irene Edwards. Chelsea Brianne Finch. Garrett M. Foster. Haley Adele Gardner. Brooke Madison Gerace. Tiana Fawn Gladstone. Christina Elizabeth Goodrich. Owen Robert Griffin. Allison T. Alston. Ryan P. Hanley. Dylan R. Jacob. Max Andrew Jacobs. Jamie Klein. Stephanie Ann Cole. Lucas Warren Cromgren. Nicholas Tyler Lamoureux. Mara E. Little. Ariana Marie McLennan. Nia McLennan. Brendan Michael McCormick. Ethan Christopher McNamara. Caleb T. Miller. Peyton Robert Palmatier. Cody L. Ray. Emily Lorraine Richards. Michelle Lynn Ritter. Each year, we recognize our salutatorian for their outstanding achievement over the course of their high school career. I would like to present our salutatorian, Michelle Ritter, with the Board of Education Award. Ty Riddick Robinson. Gavin Michael Rao. Ethan Joseph Sikorsky. Louisa Eden Siniskowski. Mallory Ray Sprague. Nathaniel Robert Stanton. Dalton Blake Stone. Hannah Talbot. Jordan Michael Thorne. Jewel A. Twyman.
Congratulations, Joel. Thank you.
Jessica M. Vega Medina. Caden J. Renault. Isaac Hansen Vesterfeld. Each year, we recognize our valedictorian for their outstanding achievement over the course of their high school career. I would like to present our valedictorian, Isaac Vesterfelt, with the Board of Education Award. Emma Joyce Wally. Lucas David Wally. Tanika Lynn Wayman. Michaela Lynn Whiteside. Kennedy Faith Williams. Kyle Matthew Wright. Natalie Cynthia Wright.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. My wife and I started a garden this spring. It's something we've looked forward to doing for years in order to be healthier, be a little more self-sufficient, and to have something to do together. Plus, unlike our house or the high school, it's the one place where we aren't the boss of the other. We planted onions, carrots, tomatoes, peppers, squash, beans, broccoli, and maybe even a few more things I can't remember. But as Meg and I were covering up all those seeds, I wondered what would happen to them in the future. Will they grow? Will they be healthy? Will they provide for my family and I? And how much of what happens to them can I affect? After all, they did just get completely buried in dirt. And that is when I started to think about our class of 2020. No, not because I have covered any of you in dirt, but because of the similar circumstances the class of 2020 and the seeds I have planted in my garden have in common. Both have potential to make an impact on the lives of other people by growing fully into what they are meant to be. Both are in circumstances beyond their control, and both have a choice to grow or remain buried. My message to you is simple. Growing from the circumstances you have found yourself in over the past few months will only make you a stronger person. And you should view this as a unique opportunity to build upon yourself. But you have to keep looking forward and make that choice. This school year has been anything but typical and has challenged you and your families in ways no one has ever experienced. Franklin D. Roosevelt might have said it best when he said, "Smooth seas never made for a skilled sailor." As my wife and I anxiously wait to see what will happen with the seeds we have planted in our garden, all of us here at Walton are looking forward to seeing you grow, prosper, and succeed across the many different paths you have chosen to take after high school. Regardless of what you have chosen, remember your most important choice: to grow. Thank you.